So, is Ultron underrated? Alright, what's going on, my dude? So today we're going to be jumping into some Ultron gameplay. This has been requested quite a bit by quite a large amount of people. Over the past month, 2 months, 3 months since this buff came out, I've been very critical of this champion. I didn't like him at first. When I first tested Ultron, he was bugged. He would throw the special 2 and then he would throw another special attack, and what would happen? All the Furies would go away. He would lose all of his damage, right? He couldn't get the armor up buff when you parried. He couldn't get both regen buffs. He was a mess when he was released. So just from that initial release, I've had a really bad, poor taste in my mouth when it came to Ultron. I feel like a lot of people have, and ever since then, I just haven't liked the champion because of that. Another thing I will say this, I still don't love him without this synergy down here, the My Beautiful Meteor. However, only needing one synergy member from a pretty decent champion. Hulkbuster, also Vision is pretty decent. Thor, not so much, buddy. But only needing one synergy to be really good is not a deal breaker, in all honesty. So we're going to jump in today with a completely unbiased view of Ultron and see how he stacks up now in the current state of the game and see if he's potentially underrated. So I think the only synergies we're going to use today is probably just Ultron and Hulkbuster. Like I said, I don't love him without it. I did a couple test fights, of course, right? So I know what I'm getting into and where I should use him. But Ultron without Hulkbuster, not the biggest fan. Not the biggest fan. But with Hulkbuster, let's see. All right. So the way Ultron works, it's kind of cool. He has these functions, right? And you want to complete these functions so that you can get, what do you call it? Something else. So the little number appears underneath him and a bunch of numbers. And then you do the heavy attack. And based on the amount of number that you have, I forget the exact terminology of it, you get that many bleeds on the opponent. If it's a mutant, you get a degen. And then you go for the special 2 and you get a giant passive fury, right? That lasts for 7 seconds longer with Hulkbuster. A lot longer with Hulkbuster, okay? And that's where you get so much damage from. So we're going to be jumping in today to try that out, okay? All right, so you get functions in a lot of different ways. A well-timed block will give you a function. Critting, putting the bleed on the opponent. Also, evading. Okay, these are all ways to get functions, okay? Also from the special 1, if you want to do that. But, yeah, let's do it for the special 1, all right? Get a bunch of bleeds up, boom. Get a stun. As you can see, we now have 6 under our name, right? That's pretty cool. So now when we go for the heavy attack, it's going to put 6 bleeds on Winter Soldier. Okay, so let's build up to a little bit above a special 2 now, so we can go for that, then go for some more special attacks and whatnot. Boom, okay? Parry. Nice big crit. Nice big bleed going down. 12k medium attack. All right. And as you can see, Winter Soldier is dropping kind of fast. Definitely dropping kind of fast. Now, here's another thing, man. You can stack these guys. And this is where some really big damage comes into play. Look at that. That is big damage right there. Also, that's a nice bleed. So, lots of different ways to play Ultron. You don't have to go for the first special 1. You don't have to go for double special 2. You can go from special 2, special 1. You could just chain special 2s, right? A lot of different ways you can play this guy. Definitely a lot better than when he was bugged. In fact, let's go on and do another fight against Captain Marvel. He gets another function, by the way, when he drops below 50 or 25% health, and then he gets the regen, okay? So as you can see, he's a very suicide-friendly champion. He's very strong. He's very powerful. One thing you will notice, though, is that I talked about the Hulkbuster Synergy, right? That little passive fury that you get on the special 2, well, that wouldn't be there for as long if I didn't have Hulkbuster with me. But again, one synergy, that's okay. We're just going to go for this time, I think. Just for the special 2. Come on. Come on, dude. All right, let's see. Got some crits. Let's go for this. 27k special 1. 15k medium attack. Almost a 10k light attack. One thing I do not like about this champion at all, I'll tell you this. One thing I really can't stand is how when I go to do a parry, while the evade is up, it evades. When I want to parry, I want to have them stunned, and I can't. Oh, man. Double Furies. 10k light attacks. Like I said, I played this fight completely different than Winter Soldier, right? Because you can. Lots of different ways to do it. Now let's test out the regen, because he has some nice regen capabilities too. When I dropped below 50% health, it just so happened to work out. I'm at 56% health, right? So let's eat, no, we can't eat a heavy attack because then we'll lose this. Let's get hit a little bit. There we go, perfect. Let's test it out. Come on. Shout out to the evade. All right, so as you can see, if you throw 2 special attacks per fight, let's just say, you more than make up. Again, I tried to parry there, so that's annoying to me. That's one thing I don't like. Oh, but Mike, that's Realm of Legends. Realm of Legends is stupid. Let's see some real content. All right, let's jump into some Act 6 stuff. Here we're going to bring her to our X23, where we always go to test out champions' damage capabilities, okay? Now, Ultron's going to have a bit of an advantage here, because with Hulkbuster, we can passive heal block the opponent with the special too, which is going to be nice, okay? Another nice piece of utility that he has that I like is that against mutant champions, his bleeds get converted into degen. This is really good, because a lot of mutants either shrug off bleed, go immune to bleed, or they get better when they have bleed on it, or they're resistant to it, right? So, what we're going to do here is just fight like normal, build up to a special too, okay? I tried to parry that. See, I don't like when it does that. It's never going to change. But let's go for this. Bait this out. And let's see what kind of damage we do, man, in Act 6 content. A nice heal block. 21k heavy attack. Not bad. Let's go for a special 1. And that should do it. Yeah, 23k heavy. That's not bad. It's not bad damage, guys. It's really not. You can't deny that. Right? I can't get over how much I hate that passive evade when I try to hate it so much. It's one of the worst mechanics of this guy. It's the worst mechanic of this guy. If you well-timed block, you shouldn't passive evade, because there's probably a reason why you want to block, because maybe you have heavy attack to throw, or maybe you have a special 2 you want to throw, right? So you want the opponent to stun. But not bad, man. Let's go a little bit further here. Let's say, this guy's a robot, so he has some immunities. Let's test out some more immunities. All right, so we're out here in 6.4.1 against Thor, Biohazard, Nanoplague, and Tunnel Vision. So you gotta watch out. We can't hit their blocks, because normally it would give us a poison, but this is just my go-to Biohazard lane. As we start with the poison right from Suicides. That's silly. But, normally, if it's Biohazard anywhere else, well, then you can just kind of go for it without even worrying about anything. When you're using Ultron, at least, stuff to worry about when you're using other champions, of course. But let's just see how the damage stacks up. That's what we're doing here. Trying to evade. There we go. All right. Oh, come on. Okay. Not bad. Not a bad special 2. Let's see. Got some nice... Ooh. Got some nice Furies built up now, man. Oh, yeah. Let's go for a big... Oh, I wanted to see the bleeds. That would have been a big bleed, dude. Huge bleed, really. So, yeah. Great damage. Gotta watch out for Nanoplague, of course. Let's test him out on Do You Bleed? What a crazy coincidence how we're just in the perfect quest. It's almost like I did that on purpose or something. I must have gotten really lucky today. So, let's go over this Deadpool first. Let's go through our nice little generic fight. All right, let's see how we do. Doing some 6.4.1, man. All right, against a mutant. Let's see some more of that mutant utility, all right? Let's see how consistent this guy is. That's important, consistency. All right, can he get through multiple fights in a row of different nodes and whatnot? Let's see. Let's go for this. All right. Okay, the evade, I liked it that time. A rare, enjoyable evade for me. We have the special 1. And nice big special 2. This should just about end him off because he is passively heal blocked. Very nice. So, very nice. So, very good fight there. Up next, we have this Do You Bleed? Now, interesting thing about Do You Bleed. If there's a mutant on this path, and we're going to check in just a second, we won't be able to do that fight at all because our bleeds will be degens. Is there a mutant? There's a Deadpool, so we wouldn't be able to do that fight. Interesting, right? Something to keep in mind. Just a little something to keep in mind. But that's okay. We're going to just test out the bleed damage. There's also bleed vulnerability, okay? So let's see. Now, there's True Strike here, I believe. So I can't evade. Wait, I kind of like that. Yo, bring on the True Focus, to be honest. Right? People don't want the True Focus node. Bring it on. No more evades from Ultron. Oh, yeah. I forgot about redouble determination, so give me 1 second. All right, let's jump back in there. Remember, redouble this time. So, I usually like champions on this lane who don't stack bleed debuffs, right? And that's not Ultra. Let's keep that in mind here. All right. But as long as we're just aware that he's going to have some increased damage, we should be good to go. I do want to build up to a special 2 and build up a nice Fury here. Let's go for a Beta special 2 from Star-Lord. Keep in mind this whole time the bleeds are ticking kind of okay. Evade failed. That's totally fine. I don't know why I went for it. I was supposed to go for the heavy attack first, so I definitely messed that up a lot. Here comes the bleed, though. I mean, here comes the regen, though. I'm just doing very poorly in this fight, is essentially what's happening. But let's build back up to a special 2. All right, let's not restart. Let's just keep going. Look at that regen, dude. That is a nice, solid regen. Heavy attack. Okay. Now let's see what this bleed does. Not bad. So, interesting in this fight, right? Interesting in this fight how we only do damage from bleeds. And Ultron's like whole thing kind of revolves around taking bleeds off of the opponent, right? Really wanted to see. Okay. So I don't love him for Do You Bleed. I didn't play that fight amazing, right? I probably did it very poorly. But Ultron's whole mechanic kind of revolves around putting bleeds on the opponent and then removing them for Fury, and then putting some more on and then removing those and stuff like that. So can he do the fight? Yeah, he actually definitely can do the fight, and he's actually probably going to do really well on just plain old bleed vulnerability. But Do You Bleed? He wouldn't be my first option for, funny enough, man. He really wouldn't be. But yeah, overall, man, the damage is solid. The utility's pretty solid. He has nice damage, man. Much better damage now than he had on release day and that week when everything was bugged, right? He's had a lot of bugs just ironed out, which is really, really good. Really good for him, really good for the game, really good for a lot of stuff. But obviously, there's anything else that I want to do with this guy. There's also at Sig 200, right? He has like nice resistance, or he kind of I think he shortens or resists either the damage or the length of incinerates and shocks. But I don't love that utility because there's still going to be better champions, completely shock immune champions, and also incinerate immune champions as well. Let's see. Can I see if what exactly it does? Is it length, time, or resistance? Yeah, duration. Yeah, so there's going to be incinerate immune champions, shock immune champions. It's going to be nice to have if you have your Ultron, like a 5-star, like a high Sig, because you pulled them so many times. So that's going to be nice. But I wouldn't invest like 6-star stones into this guy. I also wouldn't invest like an awakening gem into this guy. I had him as an option in my Nexus a few weeks ago, right? Him or Venom. And I went with Venom for the dupe. I felt like his dupe is more beneficial. Also, this background looks really good with Ultron right there. That blue background from 6.4.1. Throwing it out there, man. But yeah, I think that this guy is definitely a little better than I gave him credit for. I don't think he's as good as many people say. I think people are saying he's like Magneto level buff. I don't think he is. I think he has some very nice damage potential when the AI plays into it, okay? When you have an aggressive AI and you can land your heavy attacks at the perfect time and get to the special 2 and then also special 1 and another special 1 or 2 special 2s and get multiple Furies up and then get the big bleed with all the Furies, yeah, that's great. But that's not always going to be possible, and I feel like that's not a playstyle you want to do in stuff like Alliance War or other stuff like that. But if the AI lets you do it, then you're probably going to have a good time with Ultron, man, playing hyper aggressively and really getting some nice damage out of this guy. So overall, I do think he is a bit underrated by most of the community, overrated by some, I think, in my opinion. I don't think he's the best buff of the year. I think he's good. I think I personally underrated him when he first came out and for the past 2 months. Will I be ranking mine up? Possibly. I think he's kind of cool. If I'm going to rank up a tech champion, it's probably going to be Ultron. He's kind of cool. I do wish I had him duped before I did so, but like I said, you don't need that. He's also immune to slow, which is interesting. That also wasn't working for a while. Not sure if that bug is fixed yet. But that's a nice bit of utility. The first slow immune champion in the game. But yeah, overall, guys, I would say that as a whole, Ultron is a little underrated. And I'm glad we did this video today because I'm going to try my best not to underrate him anymore. I still freaking hate how I can't parry when I have the passive evade. I hate it so much. And that alone is like holding me back from like wanting to rank him up because I hate that mechanic so much. It can come in clutch occasionally, man, but I wish it was like something you could control on offense. You know, every 7 seconds you get an evade charge, and then the next time you get hit, you'd be evaded. That'd be great. It might be a little OP, but it'd be great. Right? So yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Quick little, showcase on 6-star rank 2 Ultron with Hulkbuster, rank 2 unduped, no boost, no big synergy teams. Is he underrated? A little bit. I think so. But that's gonna be it for this one. If you enjoyed it, drop your boy a big ol' like. Comment what you think about the Ultron buff in the comment section below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of the future Is XYZ champion underrated coming to you in the future. I've seen you around.